Hi friends, I'm your 14CS147. I'm going to explain the seventh experiment of dbms, that is regarding the triggers. While we are inserting a value into a table, there may be a condition like after some date the value should not be inserted, or likewise. So to know that, we are creating triggers. If we are creating a trigger for some operation, then it will be displayed. While that, if the not needed values inserted into the table, the trigger will be executed. For that, our first trigger is on supplier table. That is, we are not able to delete any value from the supplier table. For that, create or replace trigger T1 before delete on supplier for each row. Begin. If deleting, then raise an application error, that is delete cannot be possible. So that if we execute this one, the trigger is created. That is, if we are deleting any value from this supplier table, then the trigger will be automatically displayed on the screen that any value cannot be deleted from this supplier table. The next trigger is that we cannot update any value from the order 1 table. For that, create or replace trigger 21 before update on order 1 for each row. Begin. If updating, then raise an application error that update operation cannot be executed. So while we are running this, the trigger is created, and now we are checking if whether we can update or a value or not. So now the trigger is appeared, that is updation operation cannot be executed. That is because of the trigger 21 that we have created. And now we go for the third one, that is we are creating a trigger, that is we cannot delete when we are deleting a value from order quantity. That is, if we are deleting the order ID, then when we are checking in the order 1 table, the order ID should be null there. So that we are executing this trigger. The trigger is created, and we will run a query, that is delete from order quantity where trigger equal to order ID 1 or 2. Now it will not be shown as null because already we have created a trigger that order ID should not be modified. So that trigger will also appear with this trigger because the order ID should not be modified. And the fourth trigger is to create a trigger, that is an updation on customer table should not be happened. For that, create or replace trigger name before update on customer. That is, if new customer ID is equal to old customer ID, then update order 1 set. If the new customer ID which is entered is equal to the old customer ID which is already entered, then we are asked to update the order 1 table's customer ID. So we are running this trigger. Trigger is created, but when we are running this query, the update operation cannot be performed because already we have set a trigger, that is on order ID we cannot perform any modifications or updations. The trigger is set for that, so that the trigger number 21 that will be executed. Then the next trigger is that create or replace trigger T5 after insert on customer. Begin for each row. Begin. If inserting, then insert into customer audit values. That is, whatever values first we are creating a table known as that is customer audit table. Already this table is created. Then create or replace trigger if after on customer for each row begin if inserting, then insert into customer orders values. Then if you are inserting this values into the customer order table, it also should be viewed in the customer table, that is a trigger. So while we are running this one, the trigger is created, and while we are inserting values into the customer table, the row is inserted, and we will select from customer audit, that is the one which we have entered is displayed. And the sixth trigger is that to create a trigger, that is before insert on supplier for each row, if the new date is less than the system date, then a trigger is created that the insert operation is not possible. That is, the new date which we are entering should be greater than the system date. If any value which is less than the system date is given, then the trigger will be created. Trigger is created, and so insert into supplier values. So this date is less than our system date, so we are running that. Now the trigger is created if it is greater than our system date, that is 17. Then the row is inserted. By this, the triggers are explained, and thank you for watching.